Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I decided to do something a little bit different. I decided to challenge myself with something that I have a problem with. Is it a problem? Maybe. Anyway, I have never done an all natural look before and I decided, hey, why not, give it a go? I like to be extra, I love to do the different colors on my lids, the wing liner, the giant lashes, the whole nine. And even when I sit there and say, okay, today, all natural look, minimal on the eyeshadow, the whole nine, it doesn't happen at all. I end up turning around and doing a full glam look and saying, okay, you know what, maybe next time. And honestly, I've never accomplished doing an all natural look. So I said, I should try to do that for my next video. So here we are. Let's get started and see how it goes. Now that I have my hair clipped out of the way, we're going to start with eyelashes. I don't know about you, but I still mess up when I put on my mascara, so there's no point in putting primer first when I'm going to have to clean it up anyway with a wipe. So I'm going to use my eyelash brush thing, eyebrow. Who knows what this is called? But anyway, I'm going to use one of these. And I'm going to just comb my lashes. And then I'm going to get my nifty eyelash curler hair. Put them on my lashes. And once I got them on, I'm just going to pump it a few times, however many times, doesn't matter, just a bunch. And hopefully now you can see that they are curled. And then do the same to the other side. So for years, I've used the same mascara. This is the Maybelline Colossal Volume Express. I love it. Makes my eyelashes appear longer than they really are. And then on top of that, I use two of them. I use the Maybelline The Turbo Volume Express. So first, I'm going to go ahead and open this up and apply. I like to apply a lot just because I want them to really stand out. So, open this up here. And I'm going to go ahead and apply to my lashes. And I like to do the same amount on both eyes. So I'm just going to do two here and go to this eye and do two as well. So they'll be even out. One eye won't have more mascara than the other. Now they're both coated with two. And I'm going to go ahead and do two coats of this on both eyes. Now it looks like I have falsies on, and I really don't. Alright, now we're going to do our bottom lash line too. I'm not going to apply as much as I did with the top. Probably just one coat of this, one coat of this on each side. So I'm going to go ahead and do my bottom lash line. Okay, now that we have created a mess, but also created beauty, I'm going to get my makeup wipe here and go ahead and clean up all that mascara that ain't supposed to be there. So, okay, so moving on to the next step here, we're going to go ahead and apply our primer to our eyelids. Now, even though we're not using any kind of shadow, we still want to have a primer on there so that when we put the eye... See, tripping over myself. I'm so used to being like, okay, you're putting on eyeshadow. It just feels weird not even saying it. But anyway, okay, focus. Alright, so as I was saying, we're going to go ahead and still apply our primer to our eyelids so that the foundation stays on there. It is an important step because we don't want the foundation slipping and sliding everywhere, just like the same with our eyeshadow. We don't want it going anywhere. We want it to stay in one place, and that's what primer does. So, like in my last video, Milani primer. Oh, look. You can see it. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and apply that to both of my lids here. Alright, now that that's applied, I need to apply my actual face primer to my face. Alright, I have here my MAC, oh, it just says MAC Matte. Okay, so this is what it looks like. Hopefully you can see that. Can't tell. I like to use this primer for my face because, one, I have giant pores on my nose. So sad, but so true. And two, I have a very oily skin. So with different skin combinations or even just dry skin or oily skin, you want to use a primer that matches your face so that your foundation stays put. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead, put some on my finger and just start rubbing it all over my face here. Alright, now that I have everything out, I use the Super Stay by Maybelline. It is a matte foundation as well, full coverage. And because I don't have my actual tone, I have to mix golden and sun beige together to get my color. Okay, now that I have my foundations mixed here, I'm going to use my beauty sponge to put them on my face. I can't call it a beauty blender because it's not an actual beauty blender from the brand. It's just a sponge. So I'm dipping it in there and I'm going to go ahead and just start bouncing it all over my face. So yeah, just applying it on there. Making sure it's a nice even layer all throughout. And personally, I like to use this instead of a brush because I just feel like it applies more evenly and it looks more smooth and not so cakey. So that's why I use a sponge instead of a brush. So I'm just going to go ahead and apply this on my face. Okay, so I left my eyelids for last. I've never put foundation on my eyelids before, so this is exciting. I'm just going to close my eyelid and apply. Wow, this is different. Probably not a big deal, but of course I'm making a big deal out of it because this is crazy for me. Alright, do the same to the other eye here. Not gonna lie, y'all, I feel pretty weird. I'm looking at myself like, what the fuck? Oops, I just cussed. I wonder what YouTube's gonna do. Censor me? I don't know. I guess we'll find out. Anyway, yeah, I'm looking at myself and I'm like, what the hell? I'm not used to seeing my face like this. No eyeshadow. Okay. Anyway, let's move on to the next step. I'm not sure what the proper term is for this, but I'm basically going to be adding concealer to here, to my T-zone, to here. That's it. And I use Fit Me by Maybelline. So I'm going to just go ahead and apply some right underneath my eye. And this just helps brighten the look. That's what this is for. It brightens it up, makes you look more awake. So we just add some here underneath the eye. And then we're going to put a line here down the middle, all like that. And then we're going to add some lines here. This just helps to highlight the forehead. And here, I don't know why they put it there, to be honest. We're just doing it. And on the chin like this. So you'll look tribal at this point. And using my beauty sponge, correction, I'm just going to go ahead and blend that in with my foundation. Bounce it on the nose. And bam, gone. Alright, really easy to use the Bronze Booster by Physicians Formula. And this is medium to dark because obviously I'm darker. And I use an angled brush. Can't really tell if it's angled or not. Ah, you can tell now. Okay, so it's like an angled brush. And just, you know, pat it in there. And I start from like this hairline-ish, the corner of the ear, and go down. So kind of like at a slanted angle. And this gives an illusion of a sharper cheekbone. So just bringing it back and forth. And then we're going to do the same to the other side. But that's applied to both sides. I'm going to dip back in and I'm going to just pat it close to the hairline and all around like this on my forehead, and do the same to this side. Now that that is applied, we are going to revisit that again, but we need to bake. So I have my Revlon Luxury Baking Powder, and this is in the shade Lace. I have another little nifty plate here, and I'm just gonna put some on there, just like that. Using my beauty sponge, gonna dip it on there, and we're just gonna pat it underneath the eyes. So everywhere that we added our Fit Me concealer, we're gonna go ahead and just pat it on there lightly. So now that I've pressed it in, that's just pressing in the powder. We're actually going to apply a thicker layer of it, and I like to use this beauty sponge that I have here because it has a flat bottom here. And I'm just gonna put it on there and drag it across my cheek. So start right underneath the line and just drag it across like this. Do the same to the other eye. And this is called baking. So even though we pressed it in, we just want to make sure it's firm. I guess you could say firm. I just wanted to make sure it ain't budging. Nothing's happened to it. It's gonna stay in place. So to the nose, especially for me because I'm just oily. Put it right here, especially in the middle, because for me that's a problem area. Loves to crease right there, and I hate it. So I'll put it here, just like this, and right underneath our contour line, we're gonna go ahead and add highlight of this powder. Well, it's not really highlight, but it'll clean up the contour as well as make it stand out a little bit more. So now I look crazy. It's all good. It's totally worth it. Now, we gotta let this sit for a little bit because it's literally called baking. So we want to let it sit for a little bit and just marinate into the skin. Now that we've been baking for a little while, a little bit, whatever, I'm gonna go ahead a kabuki brush, I think it's called. Not really too sure the name, but it's a giant brush like this. Just gonna go ahead and wipe it all off here. Okay, now that I have wiped off all of the excess baking powder, I'm gonna go ahead and add actual colored powder to my face just to bring back my natural skin tone here in these areas that we whitened up with that baking powder. I use the Fit Me loose powder by Maybelline. You can't really see it, it's not really focusing, but I use that in the areas that I applied my powder, my baking powder, and I use the Ultimate Blending Brush from e.l.f. with this. Just gonna dip it in there, tap off the excess there. I'm just gonna pat it, just lightly pat it in the areas that I put all the baking powder on, just to bring back some actual color instead of it being so white, because it looks, you know, it just stands out so much. I know it seems like an exorbitant amount of powder, but once you apply setting spray, you can't even tell, and you can't even feel it. Next, we're gonna go ahead and apply some color to our cheeks, since we have no color at the current moment. And I like to use this Milani blush right here. This is in the shade Tea Rose, and I have an actual cheek cream powder brush by e.l.f. that I use, and it's like brownish pink because I use it all the time. For my blush, I just pat it in there, smile, and apply to the apples of the cheek. So smile in the mirror, apply, go back, just above the contour line, just like that. And then do the same to the other side, not too much. You don't want to look like you're sick. So just apply, apply, apply. Now it has a nice blend. And then for the fun part, now we'll do highlight. And I'm going to use my Wet n Wild Mega Glow Highlighting Powder. It's illuminating. And I have this highlighting brush. It doesn't have a name or a brand, but I got it from Walmart. Just going to pat it in there and start back here. And I'm not going to go all the way up here, because we don't want to highlight the pores under. It just doesn't look good. So we just stop midway, blend it back and forth, and put a little bit over here, so that way when we turn our face, wham bam, it's like, hi. And do the same to the other side. And again, don't go heavy-handed. It's supposed to be a turn situation, not I look at you and I can see, oh, there's a purple mark on your face. We don't want that. We want it to be an actual glow. It's a highlight. So again, just lightly put that on there, and then if you want, you can add a little bit to the corner of your nose just to give that a little bit of highlight, a little bit of highlight on the Cupid's bow if you want. Totally up to you. And wow, this is kind of crazy coming to the end here, and I don't have any eyeshadow on. Still getting used to the idea. Alright, so what I'm going to do is touch up on my eyebrows because they're kind of faded in with the powder a little bit. I'm also going to add a little bit more mascara just to bring out my lashes more, because powder got on them. So there's some lashes you could see, some that you can't. And also add eyeliner, and then I will be right back. Okay, now that I have touched up on those certain areas, I'm going to go ahead and obviously apply my lips, because that is definitely missing here, and it's going to complete the look before we set it with setting spray. So I'm going to use my Covergirl Exhibitionist Caramel Nude lip liner that I've used before. I'm going to line my lips up. Okay, now that I've added my lip liner, I'm going to go ahead and actually add my color. And this is Revlon Ultra HD Matte Lip Color. And this is in the shade Forever. So that's what it looks like. I'm going to apply it to my lips. Okay, so the final step, I would say the most important step in finishing, is to make sure that you apply setting spray. And the reason for that is we want our face to stay in place. I like to think of it as the hairspray of the face. It keeps it there so you're not rubbing it up You're not rubbing up against something and getting it all over the place. And I mean, sometimes you might get a little bit here and there, but it stays. I mean, girl, I've gone to sleep and have woken up and my face still in place, just boop, still there, looking good. And that's all because of setting spray. And I might use a little bit of an excessive amount, but honestly, it works, so why not? Why not use something that works? So, I like to use the Milani Make It Last setting spray and the MAC Prep and Prime setting spray as well. I'm going to blow out my candles because I don't want to start no fires. So, okay. Alright, so, I don't know if that will actually happen, but better to be safe than sorry. So, the first thing I'm going to start off is with my MAC. I'm just going to spray. And fan. This is important because it makes it dry into the skin. It also helps with it creating a not so, can't talk today, a not so cakey look with our foundation. I mean, you've seen how many different powders I use. We don't want to look like we just walked out of a bakery. We want to look nice and smooth. So, there it is, applied to the face. Now Milani. Spray, spray, spray. Fan, fan, fan. And keep fanning until you don't feel that coldness on your skin anymore. I mean, obviously you'll just know. It's dry, okay. And I'm going to do it one more time with MAC and one more time with Milani. I just think it works so well when I do it this many times, which again might be excessive, but if it works, why not? So MAC again. Okay, so now that I have fanned it all in, just look at it. It just looks flawless, you know, nice and smooth. Touch, no foundation on my hands, none at all. It feels so nice and smooth. Love it. Alright, so how do you like the completed look? Just looking at myself over here. Not gonna lie. Looks good, y'all. Looks good. Honestly, I'm impressed with myself. I was able to accomplish this. Like, this is difficult. I kept looking at myself like, this doesn't look right. This doesn't feel right. There's no color. There's none. But, you know, if I probably did this look more often, it'd probably save me a whole lot of time with getting ready. But anyways, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. And, of course, don't forget to subscribe. Push the thumbs up button along with comment. And just to leave on a positive note, always remember and always try to be kind to yourself. Love yourself. Be there for yourself. Be your own best friend. Because at the end of the day, no matter what you go through, you got you. And if you need to give yourself a pep talk, do it. Do what you have to do to make yourself feel better. Because no one's going to have you like you. So love yourself. Be kind to yourself. Love you guys, and I will see you next time. Bye.